Yes, guys, welcome back to Talking Wolves. This is Dave, and obviously with Wolves on a little break at the moment due to the international break, there is still plenty of news that we can go through and upload to inform you guys what is going on in and around the Molineux. As always, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the little notification bell, and if you've got anything to say about the current situation or anything on this video, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below. As I say, Wolves starting off fairly well, obviously, in the Premier League. Obviously now with one loss, one win and two draws. I'd probably say it's a pretty decent start, especially with the fixtures that we were handed. But there is news regarding Mr. Nuno Espirito Santo, with obviously Manchester United probably not performing as well as they would have wanted to at the start of this season, despite them getting the win at the weekend. They probably already have in mind a few managers that they probably want to succeed. Jose Mourinho, obvious names, you know, you got Zinedine Zidane, but German paper Bild has tipped Nuno Espirito Santo to succeed Mourinho. It's a bit of a strange one. Mourinho obviously managed Nuno whilst he was at Porto. Both got the same agent in Jorge Mendes. So if Manchester United would want to do that, it's a bit of a strange one. Whether Mendes would want to sort of not go behind the back of, but, you know, do that to one of his biggest clients, to be honest, in Mourinho. Him and Ronaldo are probably up there with two of the biggest clients that he's got there. Now, for Wolves fans, this is a strange one because obviously you can see the advantages for Nuno as a manager and the disadvantages for Wolves as a fan, but at the same time advantages for Wolves as a fan. It's a bit of a weird one. So obviously for Nuno, Manchester United, if they did come knocking, if this story is true, it's a very, very difficult job to turn down. And that's just me being honest. You know, one of the biggest clubs in the world comes knocking, and in Manchester United, although, you know, the quality of their team and their position at the moment probably isn't as high as they would want to, but their stature in world football is one of the best. So it's very, very difficult to turn it down. But for Wolves, I think this is good in the fact that obviously there's these rumours. It was always going to come about. Well, there was also a late rumour that Arsenal went in for Nuno after Wenger had gone. That was released by Tim Nash sort of during the transfer window after Nuno had signed a contract. So for Wolves, it's good in the fact that Fosun know that they've got a manager in demand, and, you know, he's obviously got quality there, and they're going to want to back that quality up with bringing a quality team into. Us as Wolves fans, I think it's only good in the fact that, you know, the club is going to get even better and better, and that's not just with the team. Been promised better facilities, the stadium situation, obviously, which is still up in the air at the moment. Are they going to, you know, make it bigger, or are they going to expand what we've got at the moment? But the possibilities are endless. I'm going to play, though, a quick clip that Nuno said after the West Ham game.
Maybe you're going to think that I'm arrogant, but for me, it's another big club, okay? For me, it's another big club. More than coaching Premier League Championship, no. I enjoy coaching Wolverhampton Wanderers, Wolves. This is my club. You understand? So whatever we are, I will still believe it requires a lot of energy for all the project that we have. So it's a long process. I take care of the team, but the club wants big things and requires a lot of energy from all of us to want to build something.
And obviously it's clear to see that Nuno is enjoying himself here due to that clip and how things are going at the moment. Disadvantages for us as Wolves fans, obviously if he does go, you know, it's leaving us in the lurch slightly. I think Mourinho, more than likely, if he's going to go mid-season. I think if they have a couple of bad fixtures after the international break, he could really be seriously in doubt. Even if Wolves beat him at Old Trafford, we may well see him walk or get sacked as manager, which, you know, but for us as Wolves fans, for Nuno to leave mid-season would obviously be very, very difficult for us. It's been a project, obviously, for a year and a half now, where Nuno has taught these players this fantastic system, and it's working so well. And he said it time and time again that he's not changing the system for anyone. We stuck with that system against Manchester City, and we could have beaten them. We played so well. We stuck with the system against West Ham, and we beat them. We even played the system, you know, last season against the likes of, you know, Burton Albion and so on. You know what I mean? So there was games there that we stuck with the system, and it's worked out for us. So very, very interesting, and I think it'll be very difficult for Wolves, as I say, if this comes to change. There's not many managers out there at the moment that I'd sort of pick out as managers that I would want, if I'm being honest, if Nuno went. But, you know, I can't bear to think about life without Nuno. But as always, leave us your thoughts in the comment section down below. What are the advantages and disadvantages do you think of Nuno maybe going long term to Manchester United? I don't really want to think about it. I don't want to promote it because Nuno is he's the man at the moment and he's doing so well. And I'd love to see us, you know, get into, you know, albeit in future, some sort of European glory with him. You know, it'd be absolutely amazing. As well, this week, the Wolves 25-man squad got released for the Premier League. Pretty interesting one. I mean, we've addressed this before with all the players that could have come in and could have played. With some of the lads that went out on loan on deadline day. Obviously, Danny Bart, a number of those guys. But very, very interestingly, in this 25-man squad, Dominic Iorfa was included in this squad. Now, Wolves fans were pretty disappointed that Wolves didn't bring in, obviously, a right-back or right-wing-back option. And Iorfa's in there. Iorfa's in the squad, so it'll be very interesting whether that's just to help Wolves out slightly with a homegrown quota, whereas I don't think it's necessarily needed, or whether Dominic's going to get a chance this season. I know he's in the crowd alongside a few other Wolves players, ex-Wolves players. George Saville was there as well at the West Ham game. Whether he's going to get a chance this season, it's going to be very, very interesting. Maybe we'll see him in a couple of cup games. Who knows? There was obviously quality there. We saw a decent player when Kenny Jackett first brought him into the team, you know, a few years ago now, and obviously went out on loan, didn't have much of a time, but he was tipped to, you know, move to Premier League clubs at the time and played Premier League football. So be very interesting to see if Nuno gives him much of a chance. And obviously on the topic of international football, we'll round off today's video with all the Wolves players are out on international duty. I've got them all on a list here. So the Portugal national team, only the two players, Ruben Neves has been called up and Rui Patricio. It's quite an inexperienced Portugal squad in some sense. If no Ronaldo, no Moutinho in the squad either, so he's still training in Compton at the moment. The under-21s team has called up Diogo Jota. Obviously, he said today that he feels that his Premier League, you know, his Premier League status as such shouldn't, you know, make players think he's any better than them. He still wants to prove a point in that Portugal under-21 team. Arguably, you know, his start for this Premier League season hasn't been the greatest, but he could definitely get into that Portugal national team. Rumo Vinagre in the under-20s had a fantastic summer with the youth setup in Portugal there, and obviously he's making some good impressions so far for Wolves this season. Matt Doherty is in the Ireland squad with Martin O'Neill's team. Raul Jimenez, as usual, is being called up to the Mexico side. Romain Saiz is in the Morocco team this international break. Morgan Gibbs-White had a little burst. Hasn't had much game time in this Premier League, but he's come on in a couple of the games, and he's going to be in the England under-19 side. Leander Dendoncker, we've only seen him once in a Wolves shirt up against Sheffield Wednesday. Wasn't even in the squad against West Ham. He'll be in the Belgium national team. We've got Watt as well. He's going to be in the Scotland under-19s. And Carlos Heredia, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, the youth player at Wolves, has opted to go and represent the Dominican Republic senior squad. So if you've got spare a couple of hours and maybe one of these teams are playing, obviously you know which players are in which squads. But as I say, let me know in the comment section down below if you've got anything to say about this video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys, for plenty more Wolves content. Hopefully we'll get a couple more videos out before the Burnley game in a couple of weeks' time. But hopefully you enjoy the international break, and we'll see you all very soon.